speaking about the troubles and the trials and tribulations that I had gone through, and that would be my goal. I'd rather be remembered as someone who has helped, that I could be a voice for others who maybe don't know what's going on or what they're feeling. That's what I hope.
I got a ghost for engineer.
Yes, sir. We back.
Boys.
We back. Another episode of Allegedly the Podcast.
Brought to you via Address the Culture Network. How everybody doing out there tonight, man? I hope y'all ain't been missing us too long and stuff, man. We definitely been missing y'all and stuff, man. Been hearing a lot of people asking about the podcast, when it's coming back, when we bringing the stream back.
Sir, shout out to my boy Tone. He got us back. He got us on his network on YouTube. Check him out at Address the Culture. The link gonna be somewhere here. Just check him out. Subscribe, like, subscribe. This is not about Latrice. Don't tell Latrice we live. This is not about Latrice.
Damn, you say this ain't about Latrice. Well, what is it about then? You think you want to do a This Week in Facebook?
Yeah, that wouldn't be a bad idea, would it? This week of Facebook. Shit, she really this week of Facebook, if you really want to know what this week of Facebook was.
Damn. So I mean, you gonna elaborate or?
Nah, she just had Bluebee, bro. She came on a post talking about it was a post ain't had nothing to do with her get on what it stemmed from, bro. I just don't know why people just put so much emphasis on money. Like, man, it's like what you were saying the other day. It's like, man, I'm getting to the bag. Like, man, don't nobody care. Like, and that's really what it stemmed from. It was a post and had nothing to do about money. She came talking about money. Came talking about my credit score higher than you and your mama credit score. Do. I'm like, what does that have to do with Facebook? Talking about what does your credit score have to do with a Facebook post? That was weird. I thought that was weird. And then I thought it was even weirder her bringing up her credit score. When I met her, she was living out her car. But that's another episode.
You say that's somewhere else?
That's somewhere else.
That's on Carol's personal page and shit?
Yeah, that's on my personal page. I ain't gonna cook her here about living out her car. That wouldn't even be right.
You say that wouldn't be fair?
Nah. I ain't gonna, cause you see I got evicted. Oh, look, I'm still elaborating. My bad. I posted that supposed to be another episode. My fault. Yeah, she got evicted though. Yeah, she got evicted before the eviction moratorium. Let me just put that out there.
Oh, so it wasn't.
No, it wasn't COVID related. You know, if it was COVID related, then it's a built-in excuse. But no, it was pre-COVID, pre-eviction moratorium. That's all that was, man. I just thought that was weird, bringing credit scores to Facebook. Like I know the eviction. I know the eviction on your credit score. Like if anything, like dang, it can't be that high. You're talking about credit scores. I'm just saying I know the eviction on there.
You say that might affect it a little bit.
Man, I know that went to collections. Easy. Check. Tell her upload her Equifax.
I appreciate that comment, Maurice, man. Appreciate you tuning in to the show and stuff, man. We definitely appreciate you. You know why? Because we do this for y'all, man. You know, we'll do it for each other because we don't really even like each other and shit. You know what I'm saying? We do this shit for y'all. We got like mutual interest in things and shit. So that's
just God. That's our only mutual interest. Just God and Facebook. That's what brings us together. Yeah, that's what brings us together.
That's a large majority of the things that we talk about. So, I guess that brings us together all around the board then, huh?
Yeah, I guess it do. Just seeing AY had seen a post today. It said, if Jesus died on the cross, why y'all think y'all should wear crosses on y'all chains? But when I say they ate,
man, listen, I guess they gonna say because it's to signify that shit he did because what he did. You know what I mean? Because they look at it as something being important and shit, man.
Do the Jews walk around with Hitler chains?
But I mean, Hitler killed the Jews. Jesus didn't kill Christians.
I mean, I'm what you say is it's the symbolism.
Yeah. I mean, I understand what you're saying. I mean, you would have been probably like, do they walk around like with swastikas or some shit? You know what I'm about? Like,
Man, I
they
went
got
to the extreme. My fault. My fault. I
yeah.
always
You know
do
what I'm
that.
about? Because you have a tendency to go, a little further than you know what I'm saying.
It's a
You
gift and a
supposed
curse.
to.
It's a
But
gift
I'm
and a
glad
curse,
you
bro.
brung up religion though. You know what I'm saying? Just because like I wanted to do it another episode on the defund me religion and stuff. But like the main thing that I didn't get to talk about, which is because like a lot of my Facebook friends are females and stuff. And I was always concerned about how religion didn't make sense, you know what I'm saying, from a female standpoint on how like I you know me, you know what I'm saying? I understand how people could follow religion just because I followed it for so many years. But I still don't understand how there are so many inconsistencies about how the treatment of women that it don't make sense. You know what I mean? Like how would people understand or even look at the religion the same if you know that you was treated as second class? You know what I mean? Like you could just tell by the way shit was written that it was written by a man and that it was for the whole self purpose of control and him trying to be in control of things and make sure that the woman was always going to be treated as second class. Like they just now treat women like women still don't even get paid the same. Like you just seen the thing they put up about I think was LeBron James the championship he won, and they put up the girl the championship she
That's
won.
different though, bro.
I
Because that's
understand.
different. Because girls don't nobody go to them games, bro. That's different, bro. Like I didn't
I
go to
already
watch a layup
believe it.
contest. You hear me, bro? Like I
Yeah,
didn't
you
go to
don't go
watch the
see
layup contest.
and
No,
vice
I didn't,
versa.
bro. And then
Nah,
and
man.
then I don't like when chicks use it as a defense because women don't even go to the women basketball games. Like y'all don't even support. Like that's be my thing. Like band together like y'all do, Megan Thee Stallion and Ori, and pal up at the women's what is it, the WNBA games.
Yeah, you say pack that bitch out.
Yeah, you want change, make it change.
Girl power. You say you got to start
Yeah,
at say it start at home first.
man. If it in a money bag concert, they ain't doing it.
You said they ain't going.
Nah, they ain't going.
Say, hold on, what we talking about? We talking about well, we was talking about women and religion, and I was talking about how you could tell that religion was written by a man on how the control of it, how they treated women as second class. Like people have a nostalgia of being stuck in the past as if people in the past got everything right, but that goes against things getting better with time. Like you clearly can see life gets better with time. People live longer. Like every product that we have, like the more time goes on, it gets better. So for people to assume that a period in time they didn't even live in was the best period in time, like how the fuck do you even know that? It's only based on some shit that somebody told you, and they only telling you about the good parts. Like man, like no motherfucker body wanted to live back there with them prehistoric times. Man, you ain't even have no shoes, bro. You hear me? They walking,
Man,
man. Listen, bro, motherfuckers
they
got
ain't
to
even
dying.
mention they ain't even mention cars in the Bible, bruh. Are we sinning by driving cars? I mean, they didn't mention
Man,
those in the Bible. I don't know. I just don't know where we
hey,
draw the line.
hey, I'm talking about like, cause if he knew the future, why you saying he couldn't have mentioned it? They'd take other things and be like, oh, he was talking about this right there. See, that's how you know.
I
See,
can
he was
I
speaking
could
about it.
I could see God now not being able to work the TV remote.
You
Like
hear me?
like calling me in there from the back room, like my mama used to do, calling me all the way from the back room to work the remote though.
Hey man,
Like,
turn this motherfucking channel on.
man,
Put this shit on, motherfucker. Housewives of Atlanta.
that's deep.
Cause you know he only watching ratchet shit. You hear me? Cause like, what the fuck? Like he the one created
He
this shit.
made it. He made it.
Man,
He
why
made
would
us
he not be
ratchet.
watching the most entertaining shit out there, bro? Them and like the redneck people, man, he's sitting back like, yeah, I
Not
did
God a
my
follower.
I did my thing. You hear me? He's sitting back admiring his work. You know what I'm saying?
Man.
You know, God, that Mazda sinful. What's a Mazda?
Oh, he talking about the car. When I say we sinning because we driving cars.
Oh wow. Wow, cause it got the horns on it or something.
That's deep. It's the
Yeah.
symbolism.
Not him. Not he say he don't fuck with the car. But I mean, like, man, like even if you look at like if you look at things like even like the Constitution, like these people wrote laws saying that certain people was not better than certain people. You know what I mean? Like if you look back, man, like people back in the days, bro, they got a lot of that shit wrong. You know what I mean? Like the only reason it was looked at as being right because they was in a position of power. So if I say it's the same way in your household, if your motherfucking mama say that she right, nigga, she right, even if she wrong. You know what I'm
Even
talking
if she
about? Like
wrong.
she in a position of power. Who are you to question if she right or wrong? And then you probably don't even know if she right or wrong. So whatever she say, nigga, she right. What you mean? How my mama ain't right? This my mama. And that's how
Same with the
people look at it.
religion.
Bro, I be looking back on things and people be like, people will say things like the one thing that really irks me when people be like, I'm a Christian, because my grandma was a Christian.
Yeah, and especially when
You know
they
what I'm
come
talking
from
about?
an adult, that's scary.
Like, because like what does that mean? Like that don't even, you know what I'm talking about? Like that don't even, to me, that don't even have no understanding, man. And then just like how women, like they blame women for the fall of everything. You know what I'm talking about? Like you can tell a nigga wrote that shit. You know what I'm talking about? Like, oh, that's a long ass. I'm about to read that in 1 second. You can go ahead and read that while I'm talking.
Say facts.
You can tell. You can. Oh, go ahead. You gonna read it out loud?
Facts. The way I see it, it would hold on. I can't read that.
I can read it. I can read it. Facts. The way I see it, would a loving, true creator of the earth who gave his son for us condemn us to hell to burn for eternity, which is impossible because we wasn't good enough Christians. A soul can only live in a living body once it stops breathing. So does that soul, we can't go to heaven for eternity, which is also impossible. I don't know. It's kind of like a lot of that, dude. I understand what she was trying to say, but it was like she
You was
like,
missing punctuation. It was
yeah,
lacking
that, and she was
punctuation.
like, it sounded like she was like putting a bunch of stuff that she learned
And
together.
she
And it was
almost
like,
made me feel like I was reading Luke verse 2:5 for a second.
you,
I had to dial back.
hey, you
Like you
say she
almost
was,
tricked me. She almost tricked us into reciting a quote from the Bible, but she almost tricked us.
ooh, she had us in
You
quoting that
almost
voodoo.
got us. Yeah,
Hey,
she
listen,
almost got us.
that's what be crazy is like how they be like even like, you notice how like I think we talked about that one time. I told you like religions like, cause like voodoo and hoodoo like are two different things, and but they still religions, and like they're shunned and looked down upon. And it's like one of the only religion that empowers, that talks about the person empowering themselves. They own, not from like no dark spirit or no shit, but just the person taking the shit into account and doing it on their own. You know what I mean? Like, and not having no other help. But that's one of the ones that people, they look down on, like, oh, they cursing. And you know what I'm saying? Because it's about who was in a position of power. Like, you know, it's the same way how laws was written to help white people more than black people, because white people was in a position of power. It's the same way how black people was in a position of power. White people would still be slaves if black people was in the position that white people was in. Man, we wouldn't
Man,
even have
for
gave up our slaves,
sure.
bro.
For sure.
We would either not gave up our slaves or we'd still be at war. You know what I'm talking about? Like we'd
Easy.
just be a country divided. Like, you know what I'm talking about? Like,
you saying we was running, we wouldn't have never gave up the position.
Man, ain't nothing of that shit going on, man. Y'all can have that motherfucking part, bro. We gonna take this part and keep our slaves down here. Because if you think I'm finna get out that motherfucker and go
Man,
gut that hog
easy.
and shit and clean
Man,
these
you
clothes
think
and
I'm finna go make my coffee in the morning? You got me messed up.
man, or pick some cotton.
Hey,
You hear me?
2
Speaking of coffee,
creams, 2 sugars, please.
please.
Thank you. But I'd be cool though. I'd be a cool slave owner though. Like I'd be cool though. Like, you know, I have him rolling my woods. I blow with him. You know, when I go somewhere, he can ride with me. You know, I'd be cool. It wouldn't be like
I
no.
think I would have been trying to conquer other plantations with my slaves. Like we would have been on some whole other shit. We'd have
You
been
would
like,
have
hold on, man.
not. You
I'm
would have
controlling.
invented games.
Bro, listen, bro. Y'all saying I can have slaves. I'm finna enslave these people too, bro. These white people over there, they finna be my slaves, bro. You know what I'm saying? These other niggas over here, it would have been wild though, man. I think that shit would have been crazy. I could just imagine it though. But like, it's just like, man, like a lot of people don't, that's the thing that people don't want to really realize. Like, somebody had to build shit, and nobody was smart enough to understand that if we work together, we can build the shit. You know what I'm talking about? People were still believing that it was something behind the scenes that was controlling everything. You know, so
Still
they
do
was ready.
now.
Yeah, they still do now. People was waiting on Jesus to come back tomorrow, and he's not coming back tomorrow or yesterday, or did he ever come? You know what I'm talking about? Like, there's not no record that he even existed and none of that. Like, you can look it up. Like, if you don't believe me, like, look it up. I ain't talking about it in the Bible. I'm talking about, like, look it up. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Nah,
Go
they
do
use the
some research.
Bible as the evidence when you ask them something. The Bible be the evidence.
But see, then when you use it against them, then it'd be like, well, I don't. You can't take all
No,
of
bro,
it.
you take it too literal. Yep, that's what they say. You can't take it too literal, bro. So did he walk on water or not? This one chick, like, maybe the water was frozen. I said, you got a point, but cut that out. Like, you had a point.
That's
You know,
that's not ice.
That's what I said. I said they could have just
telling me
said
Jesus
ice.
and God ain't know what ice was. He couldn't have said ice or water. He just had to say water.
And she kind of had a point, but I had to I looked at her like, nah, you ain't getting that off.
Man, that's wild, man. And see that, and that's what I'm saying. Like, women be the ones who follow religion more than men. Like, niggas don't even really be even knowing nothing about religion other than Jesus died for their sins. Like, that be like the most that people know, and that be it. Like, they be like, baby Jesus was born to die for your sins. Like, the simple fact, like, that's a selfish ass shit. Like, to be glad that somebody else died for your ratchet ass. You know what I'm talking about? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's selfish as hell. And
it's the same concept. Like when people get in a wreck or something and they thanking God that they survived the whole time, the other person could have died. So you that selfish? You thanking God? You think you that special to him that he just picked you? Like that be amazing to me.
Over everybody else, like
over everybody else.
God, if you survive, what about the person who did survive? Like you think you deserved it to, you know what I'm talking about, not die more than that? Like you can't. It doesn't even make sense. Like, you know what I'm talking about? Like, how is you gonna measure it or justify it? You know what I'm saying? And then it's
not God was shooting dice. Not he shot dice for it.
Man, it be based on too much speculation and too much of a man. You got a point, but then going back to the same shit. You know what I'm talking about? Like, you know how many times people have told me I had a point. Well, man, I feel what you're saying, but they just can't. It's the fear of death that holds people back. You know what I'm talking about? And I think with women who like overthink, you know what I'm talking about? Like, niggas really don't think. We just more so are action type people. And so like women like overly think. So like they more so are willing to fall into following in religions and believing religions just because of like it's like they be chasing the fantasy already sometimes. Not all of them. Some of them be lost in the fantasy world of like, you know, chasing happiness that they not gonna have. So hearing about some happiness that's gonna happen after they die, you know, like is comforting to people, especially to women, because they always concerned about the future. You know, which is a great thing, which is why they produce some of the greatest women in the world. And that's my thing. Like, I think women don't get themselves enough credit. Like, religion has women going against women because a man said that women shouldn't be preachers. I remember my grandma didn't want my auntie to preach. She was a missionary. She didn't want her to preach her, give her eulogy at her funeral because she was a woman and she didn't believe in women preachers. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just like I sit back and think on that and I'm just like, damn, like that's deep. You know what I'm talking about? Like, do you know how in conditioned and embedded that had to be in somebody for you to turn not against another woman, but your own family? You know what I'm talking about? Just because of what you've been taught and conditioned to think that God banished woman and woman is second nature and she's the reason for all this and she ate from the apple and tricked Adam.
And yet they gonna be like, praise God, and man,
ain't nobody tell
the
that
women
nigga
should
to
be the
cash
last
Eve.
people that should believe in God.
Cash app Eve. He cash app Eve, man. Ain't nobody tell that nigga to cash app her, man. She's sitting there eating the apple on her own. He like, shit, how much you want? I'll buy the apple. Shit,
not he cashed app her.
Man, I'll buy.
It was in her bio. It was
in
her bio.
Man, listen, man, literally. But that's what I'm saying, though. Like, it just doesn't make sense. But people make it make sense because we so used to being in religion or having religious family. Like, you know, people talking like how we talking like now. Man, my grandma then would have slapped the fuck out of me, bro, if I had said some shit like it wasn't.
Man,
no
my
God.
grandma,
like, I remember at a point in time, I would have slapped me if somebody would have told me it wasn't no God. You know what I mean?
Hey,
but it was just like you said, what, bro?
My grandma still think I believe in God.
Man, you hear me? She say, "Bro, pray for you, baby."
That's what she say when I go over there. I've been praying for you. I know.
Hey, I know you be like, damn, Granny.
I'll be like, I know, Granny. I got your prayer. I got the notification. She don't know how notifications work. I got the notification. It came to my phone.
Damn. Oh, I thought the mail, you got lost in the mail and had accidentally got rerouted to you. Since it was about you, the mailman couldn't find out if it was going to God or Jesus. So since it was about you, he just brought it to you so you could decide if you wanted to give it to Jesus or God. Man.
Hey, that remind me though, bro. That reminded me of, remember the podcast we did? I don't want to say his name just because, but the podcast we did, I want to remind y'all, you already know. But this is a grown man. This is a podcast that never came out. But this ain't the reason it didn't come out. But this is a grown man. We was on there talking about religion. A grown man was like, man, I ain't gonna lie. The stuff y'all be saying makes sense. Like it make me question a lot. Like it makes sense, but I just can't. Like it be making sense, man. A lot of stuff y'all say, but man, it's just the fact. What if it is true? And then so that ain't the bad part. So you being on the fence. So after this, I'm seeing posts of you know, posting your kids with Wapty Bam and mentioning this guy that you on the fence about.
Like he ain't see you just on the fence about him.
Like he ain't see you just
come along and say that was him trying to confirm his conviction in him. Man, listen, every time. Hey, listen,
but look, I don't want this point to get lost though.
I'll go good.
I say that to say this: you have to be teaching this to your kids. Something that you on the fence about as a grown man. I'm pretty sure you regurgitating it to your kids, which is kind of scary to me. That's just the point I want to make. You know, people do what they want in their households. I just think that's scary as a grown man to know it don't make sense, but I know you still giving it to your kids. That's crazy. That's weird.
And it be because they don't want their kids to be treated differently or ridiculed and I understand that in a sense.
It'll be fair.
I understand it in a sense because kids are cruel. You know what I'm talking about? Like kids are like bullies. They cruel as hell. Like they don't care what they say because they don't understand what they say. So as a child, like you could be made fun of just because you don't believe in God or in Santa Claus or you know what I mean, like the Easter Bunny. Like, dang, you don't believe that, man? You know, I think get shit for Christmas. Look, you ain't getting nothing for Christmas, y'all. You know what I'm talking about? And that's funny. Like you get presents every day. You know what I'm talking about? Like your daddy can buy you presents every day, but you don't get presents on Christmas. And say, man, you don't get Christmas presents. And
I feel better if he was teaching his kids to be on the fence. Then I would feel better.
That nigga Xmas for real.
Like that'll make me feel a lot better if he was teaching his kids to be on the fence. Like, you know, like that'll make me feel better.
But he probably gonna say like, well, you know, man, at a you know, man, I'm gonna get there when I get there. Like people always will put off everything like as if tomorrow is promised and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like even according to the same religion that y'all follow, tomorrow ain't even promised. So why y'all keep, you know what I'm saying? Like putting off being right.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm talking about? Like as if you got tomorrow like coming. You know, I just feel like it's time for people to come out of that shit just because, man, come on, man. Like
I feel smarter than everybody.
Like, man, it'll be an accident happen and people will be like, man, I need prayer. I swear to God, that makes me feel like that. And I hate that I feel like that because I know, like, well, I still, you know how I feel. Because I feel like people's intelligence is only based on some information. Who can retain it? You know what I'm talking about?
Critical thinking should definitely be added in that. Logic, reasoning, all the above.
But see, all that type of stuff gets looked down upon because in all countries they push religion, and religion goes totally against logic. So if with religion going against logic, then countries using religion to control, you have to make logic look like it could be true, but it might not be true. And then religion, we're gonna look at it like it's true, but it may have been tainted. But man, man, shit, you praying, ain't you?
Send one up for your boy.
Hey, you hear me, man? Send one up for your boy, man. You praying, ain't you, man? What, man? Leave me alone, man.
Man, that's deep.
Man, it's deep, man. It's conditioning though. It's just come from years and years and years and years. Like it come from thinking the past is right. It come from thinking the majority is right. You know what I'm talking about? But if the majority of the people is stupid, you know what I'm talking about, then everybody gonna look dumb. It's a smart. And then the majority of the people gonna think that they right because, like, come on, man, you telling me you the only one who got it right? All these other people wrong, but you.
That's how I feel.
I swear to God, I just be like, man, they just more gullible than me. You can't just tell me anything. Like, I need to know you got this. Like, I do not like. This is the thing, and I think this is what people fail to realize is that when I look at religion, like I would believe in it if it showed that in society. If you've seen the mercy, the things that it talks about in his books, like you do not see that. You have never seen it. other than in these books. You've never seen the mercy, the things that have happened in that book.
This world don't even look like what the Bible described. People will be like, but you remember the earthquakes and dude, man, stop it.
Man, it was one time, man. You remember when Mars was here in Jupiter, and then it was on the cusp of Sagittarius.
And the Bible mentioned that.
You hear me? Nah, cuz of Revelations. I seen your name in there.
Man.
Hey, I remember a nigga. I remember a dude seeing me one day, man. It was a long time ago. He's like, man, what's your name? Your name, Rachel? He's like, man, your name in the Quran. And I didn't even know what the fuck a Quran was at the time and shit. I was just like, oh, he's like, that's the Muslim Bible. I was like, oh, okay. He's like, yeah, that's a dope ass name. But didn't he ain't know what it mean, none of that shit.
He just said it was in the Bible.
Ooh-wee.
You got nice paragraphs.
Yeah,
you got this one? Hey, I see she fixed her punctuation though, so that make me feel better.
You go ahead, man. You
just recently learned Carbondale put 12 new cameras to help with accident, crimes, etc. What if we eventually turned into a surveillance society in the future and the face recognition system was put in everywhere, in which is set up on how we act is how we rank in society, basically like a credit score. Everything you do, good or bad, changes the daily score and off and on. That sounds like a movie. You should get it. You should get in the show writing.
God, I was gonna say, stop reading those books. You hear me? At late night.
Hey, look!
Stop reading those books and coming to our podcast.
But I like your passion, though. I love the passion.
I understand what you're saying, though. You know, that would be like, I don't know. Like, I don't know. Me personally, like God, because I'm gonna teeter on the line and shit. You hear me? Like,
I'm gonna rank high, bro. If I know somebody watching, I'm gonna do hella good deeds. If I know somebody watching, I'm helping all. Man, I can.
They're gonna say, well, why you ain't doing good and you know Jesus is watching?
Man, because he been watching me do bad and ain't saying nothing.
Man, you say like when he was watching them in slavery.
That's what I thought. It is in China. I heard about that. The surveillance stuff.
Right now.
The surveillance stuff she talking about, it is in China. I heard about that.
But see, that's the thing though. Like your news that you get, like I don't know, man. Like that shit's still tainted. You know what I'm saying? Like that's one thing I don't understand about like other countries. Like even our country still promote propaganda. You know what I'm saying? They want you to have a certain image about certain countries. And if you don't, me personally, if you don't personally live there, you really don't know what's going on other than what somebody telling you is third party
I don't believe nothing. I think we some bullies if you ask me. I think we some bullies if you ask me. The country, not me. I'm a bully sometimes, but I'll be on defense. But I'm talking about the country though. I never believe nothing that they say going on over there from this perspective. I want to hear from somebody over there.
And then I gotta meet you personally, like on some like you wasn't even finna even ask to find out this shit. You hear me? Like not it was set up or none of that shit. Like happened to be like, you said you from where? From Wuhan. Hey man, man? Remember that one time when the COVID shit it broke out, bro? Like, woo, you know what I'm saying? Like, if it ain't like that, I ain't gonna even none of that shit is gonna be staged because like they have everybody got an agenda. Like you got to keep the people doing a certain thing. You got to think the people acting a certain way. So everybody have an agenda, man.
People be praying COVID go away. Imagine the irony of that, praying COVID go away.
Jesus did. He brought them the
vaccine.
Some more prayer time.
Not that's all he got.
Harder. Listen,
not a voucher.
He didn't listen. Jesus said, he said yes, but not right now.
And they was like, okay.
Like your daddy. Can I go outside? Yeah.
Remember what that post said the other day?
What?
When it was like, it ain't gonna be when you want, or something like that. You just gotta wait on it, or something like that. What it say? You just gotta wait. It was something crazy. Like you can ask God, but God gonna do it when He wants. You just gotta wait on it. And I just thought that was just crazy. And people was under there, amen. They're like, yep, amen. And I thought that was weird. Like, imagine that. Imagine you ask your mama for something to eat, and she like, it ain't gonna happen when you want it. It'll happen though. Like, just imagine if your mama operated like God, like you feel me?
Dude, brother,
that'll be negligent. God negligent.
She do operate like God. You know what I'm talking about? Like that's the thing. Like that's what I'm saying. She do operate like God. You know what I mean? Like that's what I'm talking about. She do, and that's how they place religion. Like that's how they give you. To give into control of like your parents' authority and all those things, because it's about control, man. It's about man, if you keep the people distracted by something, man, then I could control them. Like you got control of the people by holding on the fact that if you don't be a good person, then when you die, you going to burn in fire forever.
It has its good then.
I think drowning would be worse. Imagine drowning over and over, just forever, for eternity. You know what I'm talking about? Like that'd be worse than burning in fire. Like it was just like, and I tell people, I say, man, you can tell religion was so primitive because at that time, fire was the most dangerous thing to people. You know what I'm talking about? So like that's what they used. Like that was the most dangerous thing. Like you got motherfuckers out here with choppers, bro. You hear me? Like why God wasn't talking about niggas out here with
Hey, you say
planes and
if God rewrote the Bible, hell would be the hood.
man, listen, man. What I'm saying is that, man, these people, man, are too gullible, man. And it's time to wake up, man. And I ain't trying to be like an asshole or like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just, man, it's just because either you gonna ride the fence about the shit or you not. You know what I mean? They gonna tell you that, man, you know, not following the shit is worse than the devil.
Hey,
Like,
and
I
we're
don't
not
believe in none of
atheists
that
either.
shit.
Yeah, we're not atheists either. We don't believe none of that.
I don't
None of
believe
that.
in none of that shit. You know what I'm talking about? Like, bro,
Yeah.
I feel like even if a person knew where they come from, like none of that has no effect on you being a good person. Like you could be a good person regardless. Whatever. It shouldn't be no dangling carrot held in front of you to determine on if you're gonna be good. You know what I'm talking about? Like, because if that's the case, and then like Christianity doesn't make sense because it's like this: a person can kill people for the entire time he's living on this earth. Every time you meet somebody, you kill him. You know what I'm talking about? Right before he die, he give his life to Jesus and he forgive him for all them killings.
Man, that's definitely what the post I said the other day. Talking about somebody you gotta do is ask for forgiveness. I'm like, so did Charles Manson ask for forgiveness? He probably like, nah, he probably ain't asked. Oh,
Why would he
okay.
not ask? I definitely would have asked, like, shit,
Me
forgive me.
too.
Like, I'm sorry, man. I ain't know
I'd
I
have
was
had
gonna
that in
leave
the
you
back
out
of
here.
my head the whole time I was doing it, like my get out of jail free
I'm finna
card.
ask for God to get me out this shit. The fuck?
Easy. Cause why
I've been to
not?
jail before, so I definitely know how to beg God to get me out of jail, only for me to still do my time and then get out. Hear me?
For you
But
to still have to do it.
for me to still do my time and then just get out, man. You know, but it is what it is, man. That's neither here nor there, man. But it was
That's
something I was finna.
huh.
It was something I was finna say. I forgot what the fuck I
Shout
was
out
finna
to
say.
the eviction moratorium. Shout out to Latrice. Shout out to the eviction moratorium and her high credit score because she got that disputed off her credit score. Apparently, she got eviction disputed. Nah, you see how that's still sitting with me, bro. That ain't sit right with me, bro. I ain't like that.
I can tell, man. You bring that shit all the way back up.
Yeah, cause why you bring money to Facebook? We wasn't even talking about money. We was on Facebook. You were talking about your credit score higher than me and my mama. My mama ain't even got on Facebook. Leave her out of this. Like that was weird. Like what my mama have to do with this?
Yeah, weird flex, but okay.
Yeah, that was a weird flex. My credit score, do. Girl, you was living out your car. Stop playing. At the same time, vandalizing other people's cribs. Like how you ain't got no crib vandalizing other people's crib. That's weird. That's weird.
You say it's a lack of respect.
Yeah, it's the lack of respect for me. Like I don't got a crib, but I'm gonna go bust your windows out. That's weird. That was weird to me though.
God forgave her.
I'm pretty sure he did. She got a new car,
I heard that.
mobile home.
Damn. Your ass is crazy.
Man, shout out to the eviction moratorium.
So you been watching? Did you catch the news, man, about the people down there in Texas, the Haitians and stuff, about like how they was like supposedly whipping the people and stuff?
What happened with that?
Like like it was like some Haitians done rushed Mexico border or whatever with American dogs. They just basically camped out there, and so it's like U.S. immigration motherfuckers out there, I guess, like chasing them motherfuckers. But they was out there like people. The article was like a Democratic article, and like how they framed it was like it was just stills. You know what I'm talking about? And it was like that they was out here whipping these motherfuckers, like, and it's white dudes on horseback You know what I'm talking about? So it
It's
looked
looking
like
like
slavery.
that. Wow,
Yeah,
wow.
it's looking like slavery, right? But the whole time, like, it wasn't whips, but they was whipping them dudes, but they was hitting them with the reins from the horse. They was still, you know what I'm talking about?
Are the
Like,
Haitians trying to get to Mexico? Was that what they were
no, they trying
doing?
to get into America.
Oh,
Just white dudes whipping Haitian people.
okay. They
So it
try.
looked like when niggas was picking cotton, and you know what I'm saying, and they was not picking it fast enough, and he was like, the overseer, like, I know this nigga is not picking this cotton faster. This
Not you
guy,
said they at the. Not they at the border
man,
praying.
I want to care if your hands bleed.
That's deep.
Hey,
I
that's
ain't hear about
crazy
that
though,
though. I'm
right?
feet.
Listen though, and they believe like people were out there, bro, hands out there bleeding from picking cotton, bro. You hear me? And a nigga out there with a whip, like, whop, tearing they back up, like, get back out there and pick that cotton.
I would have
You
died
hear
for
me?
mine out there.
Listen though, you telling me God would have just let that go on though? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that,
It
he
was
wouldn't have
part of
shown no
his
mercy to that.
plan, bro.
They gonna say the mercy was there when they got off work.
It was part of his plan, bro.
Oh, you know, he had to crush the people in order to make them better. You said,
Come
but
on,
man,
man.
listen, even a diamond man gotta man, you know, gotta be put under pressure.
Maybe he did that to free him to show how
How
dominant he
about you're
was.
not a mineral? You're a fucking human being, man. A
Man,
diamond is in the ground. There's pressure underground. You're
not
a
people think they
human, man.
minerals.
Stop thinking God putting you through bullshit, man, to make you better, man. Stop making poor choices, man. That's all. Shit. That's all.
You say with the free
Just,
will they talk about.
man, all we gotta do is just make better choices, man. Like, I ain't immune for I make fucked up decisions all the time. I just know that it's me. I know God ain't do it. I did it.
I
You know
know
what
the
I'm saying?
devil, not the devil. They gonna say the devil did your bad decision.
Man, that's what, because as soon as you don't believe in God, you believe in devil. I'm like, man, I don't believe in none of that shit. Like, bro, why you want to make me believe in all? Like, bro, I don't believe in
Box you
none of
in.
that. All that shit stupid, bro. Like, it doesn't make sense, bro. It don't make sense. It don't make sense. Stop talking to me about it. It don't make sense. All right, well, let's talk about it then. Okay. All right.
It's the logic. It's the logic though, bro. Like that's literally the best word. Like
everybody logic is the same thing. Literally every person will say the exact same thing at some point in time to you. You know what I'm saying? You just gotta have faith. God move in mysterious ways.
And bro, I got one more. I know something I want to talk about, bro. So I just started noticing that it was this post
Hold
saying.
on 1 second before you start. You in Facebook living room?
Yeah, Mark back.
Okay.
Mark back there.
Oh, okay.
We roommates.
That's how you keep getting out of Facebook jail?
Yeah, me and Mark roommates. He paid the rent. You see the place? He paid the rent. He rich. He the one rich. I'm still working.
Yeah. What you doing? The podcast and working on Facebook.
Yep, that's it.
Interning. You say, oh, you just your internship?
Yeah, I'm interning. I'm finna take over when he go.
I didn't mean to take you off, but what you was finna say though, bro?
But now I just start. It was this post saying that we need more Black women to be doctors, so we can feel safe going to the hospital type thing. And I knew where the post was coming from, as far as like with the Black women dying in labor, so whatnot like that. And so, but it was the ego. It was because it was this white dude in the comments. He was like, he said, should I take a Asian doctor? Do. They come on there like, what you even commenting on here for? Do. He like, shit, I use hospitals. I should have a voice, because they think because he white, he shouldn't be able to have an opinion on that about Black doctors. He like, should I use hospitals? Do. And so I was seeing so many comments of women saying, basically, if you're not Black, if you're not a woman or Black, you shouldn't have input on this. And I just and that's like the common thing with a lot. I see that a lot with a motherfucker thinking if you don't agree with me, you shouldn't have nothing to say about it, or you shouldn't have an opinion on
this gender. You can't make a comment on this or something like that. Like
when women say with the abortion and their choices, and men shouldn't have, like, we shouldn't be able to make laws about their body and we'll wipe you down, like to a certain extent, but they just go too far, too far.
And see, like, and I agree with a woman because I feel like, you know what I'm saying, like it's her choice to do whatever she want to do. You know what I'm saying? Like at the end of the day, because it is her body, but I feel like she still should consult with the man though. You know what I mean? Like, and that's just out of respect. But a lot of times women don't. And a lot of times, like, I don't think it's anything wrong if somebody have an abortion or don't have an abortion. Like, you know what I'm talking about? Like abortions have stopped the world from being overpopulated. You know what I'm saying? Like if people wasn't able to have abortions, like we would be far worse trouble than we are in the world. You know what I'm saying? Like, so most people only have a thing something against abortion from a Christianity standpoint, like you killing a human being. And man, there are people who get killed all the time from different things like that. But people have to understand that like the world could definitely be overpopulated if there were not ways for them to like populate control. It's the same way like how they have prisons, you know what I'm saying? They have all different types of things, man, that they do, like in order to control population. And like
Prison,
like
that's the worst, man.
man,
Like it killed me to find out that states be having contracts to keep a certain amount of prisoners housed and stuff. That's crazy, bro. Like not you guaranteeing we gonna take somebody's freedom.
man, listen, man. Dude,
Or is they like
man,
or they guaranteeing we gonna mess up one of them.
like it's just because it's money, because it's gonna they're gonna get money from the government and they're gonna get money from the state, like towards that county to do anything. Like I told you, bro, when I was in Kentucky, I was locked up. Like Kentucky jails was so fucked up and so overcrowded that if you didn't have over 10 years, they wasn't even sending you to prison. But they was gonna house you and they housed you in their counties. And what they did, they had like class D programs. So like their class D program was like your classification of how if you could be in the community, if you needed to be behind a fence, if you needed to be behind bars, you know what I'm talking about? Because all these are different things. You know what I mean? These are level of classification about in the community. So if you're a level CC, which is the highest one, dude, I had a job, nigga. I'm doing time, bro. You know what I'm talking about? And I had a job working for house. I'm talking about motherfucker come pick me up from the county, drop me off at the motherfucking place. You know what I'm talking about? We going there cooking some breakfast.
Unsupervised.
Unsupervised, no guard. I mean, because it's under the guys that, I mean, you know, if you fuck it up, you don't get to go outside no more, you know. So it's the carrot under the stick. You know what I'm talking about? Like, nigga, you want to go outside, don't you? You know what I'm saying? Like, or you want to sit in your cell all day. So why would you fuck that up? You know what I'm talking about? Like, you feel me? Like, it's gonna make your time go by. But I'm talking about they would literally drop me off at projects, nigga, and be like, strip that one, strip that, repaint that. We be back at lunch.
That's
And
deep.
I'm just there. You know what I'm saying? Like just there. You know, so they contracted us out to these places. So they get money, you know what I'm talking about, to these places to house us there. You know what I mean? And they getting free labor out of us. You know what I'm saying? So like it's just like a
Billion
win-win
dollar
for the county.
industry.
Man, I'm talking about like that's how and they doing this all over the United States. This is in Kentucky. You know what I'm talking about? And I'm talking about this would happen. I was there in Kentucky. I was locked up. I was talking about like 2 years, bro. Like almost like a year and a half, almost 2 years. Never in a prison though. You know what I'm talking about? And I was sentenced only in different counties and shit. You know what I'm saying? You know, I back then I was religious and shit. You know, so I was they was bouncing me around then because I was Muslim. You know, you would have thought I was Osama bin Laden in that motherfucker and shit. Hear me out.
Man.
Allahu Akbar.
That's how you was in there, bro?
Man, listen, man.
Hey,
I'm
I've been
ready
there.
to die for religion, bro. You hear me? Ready to die for that shit, bro. Literally, like in that mind, because you paint that picture in your head. Like after so long, bro, you start to believe it. You know what I'm talking about? Like it's like I'm talking about. It's like a lot of Republicans say about like the Democrats. Like you start to drink the Kool-Aid. You know what I'm talking about? That should be good. You know what I'm saying? You start to like it. You know what I'm saying? It's like you drink it, and then like once you get absorbed in it, and then once you get caught up in that these people like because like especially like in Islam, that religion, they treat it as the people who was the first people who became Muslim are the best people, and then the people who came in the generation after them, and then the generation after that, and then everybody else, no matter how great they are, could never be greater than these people, no matter how little or whatever these people
That's the
did.
philosophy.
That's the philosophy. Just because they lived during the time that
Where
the
it was
Prophet
harder.
Muhammad, during the time that the Prophet Muhammad lived, so that made them more significant than everybody else. You know what I'm saying? And so people who lineage from them, you know what I'm talking about? Like the people who run Saudi Arabia, all of them, they lineage, they try to trace it back all the way to the Prophet Muhammad.
So that's why the
But
same family stay in
it's all
control.
mixed up though, man. It's all mixed up though because there was so much money and so many different kings and you know what I mean, princes and
For sure.
all kinds of things. But regardless though, like how I said though, like they still use that shit like to contract and control motherfuckers and you know what I'm talking about? Like it's a business. Getting motherfuckers locked up, like keeping people on probation. Like I was telling, you know what I'm saying, about my probation officer, I was like without criminals, like you don't have no job. You know what I'm saying? Like
that's why she make your life hard.
You know what I'm talking about? She don't make my life hard. My probation officer is cool. You know what I'm talking about? Like we talk. You know what I'm talking about? Like you know what I'm saying? Like you know, man, I be real with people. I ain't be that fake shit, bro. I try to be genuine with people as I can because I expect the same. You know what I mean?
Not you tell her when you think about breaking the law.
No, I don't I don't break the law. You know what I'm talking about? So see,
Not you text her like, man, I'm on the edge.
Man, listen, I was just talking about, I've had conversations with her and I was just explaining, you know, like even judges and all those police officers, everybody, you know what I'm saying? Like everybody need each other. You know what I mean? Like if we didn't, shit, who's to say it would still be on the flip side? Somebody else would probably have to be, somebody got to be at the bottom, somebody got to be at the top. That's just how it's always been, you know, because everybody don't think the same and everybody's mind don't function the same.
Man, I just thought that was crazy, man. I've been infatuated with prison content on YouTube lately. That's really where it kind of stemmed from. I've been down a rabbit hole with that. And people tell their stories about just different wild stuff. It don't be nothing but everyday stories, you know, going on. I just like good storytellers. It draw me and make it feel like I'm there. No, no. It make me feel like I'm there. That's it.
Be wild in prison though, man. Because you sound like you're trying to like trick me into telling the story.
No, we can say that for another. I know you got some good ones in you. I know you got some good ones in you. We can say that for another one, man. You can definitely say that for another one.
Bring my other homeboy on here. He can tell about some stuff. I'm pretty sure he got
some. Fonte?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we definitely got to get Fonte on here to tell some good prison stories. I know he got them. What we looking like on time? 47?
Yeah.
So we can go about wrap them up if we want.
You definitely can, man. Definitely appreciate everybody who tuned in and stuff, man.
Shout out to the eviction moratorium. Don't tell Latrice I was talking about her. Shout out to the eviction moratorium, man.
Man, and shout out to Address the Culture Network, man. My nigga Tone, man, for bringing Allegedly back, man. We'll be back every Wednesday, man, at 10 p.m. Central. You know, that's 11 if you live in on the East Coast and 9 o'clock if you live in California and stuff. But make sure y'all tune in, man. We definitely gonna have a lot of content coming for y'all and different things. And man, it's just gonna be a great thing for us right now.
And we appreciate everybody that tuned in, everybody who thought about tuning in, everybody who said fuck us. So, no.
Should turn you inside.
Speaking about the troubles and the trials and tribulations that I had gone through, and that would be my goal. I'd rather be remembered as someone who has helped, that I could be a voice for others who maybe don't know what's going on or what they're feeling. That's what I hope.
I got a ghost for engineer.